The Smiley J Artist Zone, a platform for and about independent artists, music, interviews, and much, much more. Now, give it up, your host, Smiley J.
Welcome to the Smiley J Artist Zone, a platform dedicated to independent artists. I am your show host, Smiley J, and I'm so glad that you guys are hanging out with me today. Yes. Now, if this is your first time, welcome. Make sure you come back now, okay? I'm here every Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, if you are unable to join me on Thursdays, I totally get it. I understand. The weather is breaking. You want to get out in the sun and have some fun. After all, we've been cooped up in the house for over a year. But just know, you can always go back and listen to any of the show episodes. You can listen at your leisure. You can also listen on the go on your favorite podcast platform. Yes, take me with you as you jog around the park or take that long Jill Scott walk. I want to be with you. Catch up on some of my shows. Now, today I have a great show. Yes, hanging out with me is one of the hardest working producers in the game, Mr. Bay Bright. Now, he's going to be joining me in a few short minutes, and we're going to chat about a little bit of everything, so you definitely don't want to miss this. So go ahead and grab your snacks or your drink or, whatever it is. Just make sure that it's legal, okay? Now, before I bring Mr. Bright on, y'all know what time it is.
You want to know? Smile. You want to know? Smile. You want to know? Smile. It's smile. You want to know? Smile.
As an independent artist, you have total control over your music career and creativity, and you also have total control over the direction of your music. Now, today I want to share 5 strategies for long-term success as an independent artist. Number 1, treat your career like a business, because after all, it is. Number 2, protect yourself legally. Trademark your brand name, your tagline, and your logo. Number 3, manage your money wisely. It takes money to make music, okay? So it costs. After all, you are the record label, so you are financing everything. So you may want to develop a budget and stick with it. Put your coins aside. Also, think about hiring a trusted accountant. Now, everyone isn't business savvy. You may also want to consider, hiring a respected business manager. Number 4, keep up with the trends that affect you and your fans. That means just keep your ears close to the streets, okay? Know what's happening. Number 5, protect your health. Yeah, especially if you're a singer, you want to make sure that you protect your voice. If you want a long-term career in the music business and you're a singer, you got to protect your voice. Of course, there are other, common precautions like, eating a healthy diet and exercising. But you also want to, get yourself a vocal coach to help keep your voice nice and strong. All right. Now, as promised, I'm going to bring Mr. Bright on, but let me first tell you a little bit about Mr. Bright. Mr. Bright is an Indie Soul Grammy Award nominated record producer, songwriter, musician, businessman, and entrepreneur. He is the creative visionary and brain trust behind several critically acclaimed independent music and literary products. As CEO of Bright Vision Entertainment, Mr. Bright's primary focus in the entertainment industry is to motivate, inspire, and entertain the masses through musical and literary compositions, while also promoting messages of love. Now, I need you guys to help me welcome the bad boy of indie soul. Welcome to the Smiley J Artist Zone. How are you, sir?
Everything is good. Good to be with you, Smiley J.
Yes, I'm glad to have you here. The man behind, all this great music.
Yeah, I've been real busy 2021. All of 2020, the pandemic had everybody on lockdown, but I used that time to create. So I'm here at top of 2021, getting it buzzing, baby.
Smart man, ahead of the game. I love it.
Yep.
Now, let me just say that I absolutely love your passion for music, and how you pulled like all of your business and life experiences and transferred it into creating a platform dedicated to helping aspiring indie artists. Now, that's what's up.
Yeah. Well, I definitely wanted to, it was bigger than just me. Of course, it started with me, but as I had so many ideas, I wanted to expand on it and started to find different individuals, independent artists, and try to work with them and incorporate them into what I do.
You were one of the first artists to ever conduct an online class that was dedicated to independent artists on how to market and distribute and sell their music.
Right.
Now, tell me, where does all of this passion come from?
Well, I mean, it really came from, like everybody else. I was trying to get a major record deal over the years, and a lot of doors were slammed in my face. I had a lot of different styles. I was, in hip-hop and R&B, but just trying to pound the pavement and get record deals, doing demos, and I started to just hear too many no's for my liking. So as the advent of the independent movement started to happen, you saw guys like Master P, Dame Dash, but even going further back to, like, we gonna keep it soul, Kenny Gamble and Leon Huff with Philly International.
Yes.
And then Motown with Barry and Smokey, how they did what they did. So it really started from them, and then it all branched out to hip hop, and now it's coming back to R&B. So that's where it really came from. Smiley J is Bright Vision Entertainment was born out of a necessity to just not settle for the answer no. I knew I had talent, and people on the streets would tell me they love what I did, but the industry, it's a lot of politics with that. So I think I'm proving everybody wrong now.
And you know what? And to all my listeners, because I have a lot of artists out there who listen, no doesn't necessarily mean no. You can't stop at the no.
Nah, you really can't. You got to keep grinding and keep believing in yourself, and what it's about.
Now, you certainly have invested in your brand, and I know that it wasn't always easy. Now, what were some of the challenges?
Oh, man, the challenges were a lot of, trying to just stay focused. When you're dealing, sometimes if you're not just laser focused, you're dealing with relationships. So some of the challenges was trying to, be married at the time I was married and keeping the balance between career and home life.
Yeah.
The finances of, taking care of day-to-day responsibilities, but trying to grow a company and a business and allocating those resources. So those were like the main two challenges I could speak of. And I'll give you a third. As I started to make it more about myself and try to work with other artists, some of the challenges were working with difficult artists with egos and, differences of opinion. And those are the three challenges I think that most artists would deal with, relationships, finances, and dealing with other people.
Yes, I know. That's a whole nother show.
Yeah, we can do a whole week of that, right?
You'll have to come back for that. Give me some real straight talk with some of that. Now, babe, we live in a society where people don't want to put in the work. They don't want to put in the hard work, and they want to go straight to the top. I mean, sometimes it work out that way, but oftentimes it doesn't.
Right.
Now, you once worked for Bad Boys Entertainment, you were the marketing coordinator.
Yeah, I was a marketing coordinator, a.k.a. on the street teams.
You was a street team.
Fancy way of saying I was on the street team, you know what I'm saying?
But, hey, we need the street team now.
Hey, that's what it was.
Now, what were some takeaways, from being on the street team that helped you with your brand?
Well, just the persistence and the determination. So as I'm passing out flyers, I'm passing out product. Some people wanted it, some people didn't. Now, technically, since I was working with Notorious B.I.G.'s product and Total and Faith, it wasn't too much of that as they were just getting started. But for those who didn't know about them, those were some of the challenges, people seeing a flyer, throwing it on the ground right in front of you. So as I got with Bright Vision Entertainment, it was one of those situations where I said, hey, you have to be consistent, persistent, and persevere, and just say, hey, you're going to get doors slammed in your face. People going to throw stuff on the ground, say they're not interested. But that helped me shape my mind as I started to become an indie and do my thing. That's pretty much what I can take from that experience.
Okay. Now, you are a busy man. When did you sleep?
It's, my mind, Smiley J, is up more and more these days. It's a situation where I sleep when I can, but like they say, sleep is the cousin of death. So I sleep when I'm dead.
I've heard that saying.
That I had to shout out my man Nas on that one. I got that from him.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Excuse me. Now, as I mentioned, a lot of my listeners are artists. And, since I have you on the platform, you've been there, done that, and you're still doing it.
Right.
What piece of advice would you share? What's a takeaway that you would share with the indie artist that's up and coming, brand new?
Yeah, brand new artists. It's funny, I talk a lot about this, on my YouTube channel. I'm going to preface it and get to your question is, when people can look at what I put like a 4-parter about the indie soul struggle, so to speak, or just the way we need to move. So the advice I give you is you got to have a budget. You got to get your money right. So before you try to take this from just being a passion and a hobby to something for real, you need money. You mentioned earlier in the conversation, people want, to go straight to the top. And I also like to add, people want something for nothing a lot of times.
Yes.
So
that is so true.
So the biggest piece of advice is, hey, it's a give and take. It's not going to be a lot of you get, and the other person gets nothing in return, because that's going to flame out real fast. So you got to learn give and take. You got to keep your ego in check. One of the biggest challenges in the music business, whether it's major label or independent, and it's always harder for independents since we have less resources, you got to learn how to work with people and communicate. So that's another piece of advice. Check your egos at the door, learn to communicate and work together. And just my last piece of advice is learn who you really are, because in the music business and the entertainment, people want to pull you in a lot of different directions. People's vision for you may not be necessarily the same as what they see. You know what I mean? So you got to know who you are, kind of just go from there and stand forthright in who you are and your beliefs, and, understand what you're going to be willing to compromise and what you're not going to be willing to compromise.
Okay. Well, thank you. Y'all heard that. Take heed. Now, here on the Smiley J Show, I do like to toot horns. Meet. Okay. So, I'm going to add, I'm going to, give my listeners a little bit. You have a lot of accolades, and, I'm going to give some of them out.
Okay.
You have, Mr. Bright has collectively sold and streamed over 500,000 units.
That's it.
Boom. You heard that. He's had top rankings on the UK soul charts, indie soul charts in the US, top 10 indie hits, #1 albums. You have received accolades and from various music sites. Soul Tracks is one.
Yes.
Soul Bounce, Amazon. I mean, you're just doing the daggone thing.
Thank you, Sally. I appreciate that.
Wait, and not to mention, you have been a featured guest on numerous radio and TV stations around the world.
This is true.
Yes. I so love what you're doing and your passion.
I appreciate that, Smiley. I mean, I just been hustling, man. It comes natural to me. A lot of people always ask how I got started. I got to shout out my mom and my pops. They was playing music since I came out the womb, just like most people, growing up. Now, my background, a lot of people, I'm from New York City, but I'm D.C. and New York, born and raised in Harlem, New York City. Then I came to the DMV, and I've been bouncing back and forth between the two my whole life. So I got to give a lot of shouts to, of course, New York in Washington, D.C., DMV area, because that molded my sound. And, just taking from everything from Motown, Philly International, up to the New Jack Swing, hip-hop, and R&B. The 90s, Jodeci, all of that uptown. That was like a big thing for me, too, that whole New Jack Swing sound. And, of course, I can always forget this. How can I forget my favorite guys, New Edition?
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Those are my guys, man. So Michael Jackson and New Edition, for me, for my generation, those were my people right there. And everything else, I kind of loved a lot of other stuff, as I mentioned. But those guys were like my always go-to.
Okay. Yes, indeed. I think we all, we all kind of grew up with that sound and listened to New Edition and Michael Jackson and Prince and all those folks.
Of course.
So listen. Before you go, I'm going to play a little quick game. It's called Fit B. We're not going to do any jumping jacks or anything.
Okay.
It stands for fill in the blank.
Okay. All right.
I had to be special.
That's nice. Okay.
So, the one thing that you hate about the music business is
the politics involved.
Okay. When Mr. Bright wants to wind down, you love to do what?
Chill with a nice young lady, sip some wine.
Okay. Look, he put his sexy voice on, y'all.
Yeah,
y'all hear that?
Yeah, I went down with it. It's part of who I am. It's part of the bad boy indie soul. I can't help it.
It's all good. Okay, your last and final question. Mm-hmm. Besides your driver's license, because you can't be riding dirty. Mm-hmm. What's the one thing that you can't leave home without?
My money.
The money and the man. Okay, I got you. I got you. But thank you so much for being a good sport. Now, before you leave, I want you to tell the folks where they can follow you, give out your YouTube channel, all of your social media outlets, and of course where they can purchase all of this fire music.
Okay, I appreciate that, Smiley J. This is Babe Bright, the bad boy indie soul. You can find me on my website at babebrightbve.com. That's babebrightbve.com. That's Babe with an E. You can find me on Twitter at babebrightnyc, on IG Bright Vision 29, and my YouTube channel is Babe Bright Official. You can hear all my music, and my music is everywhere music is sold and streaming, all the digital outlets, the major digitals, Amazon, iTunes, Spotify. And that's what it is, babe.
All right. You guys heard it here. Make sure you keep up with Mr. Babe Bright and all that he's doing.
Yeah, I appreciate
and we sure appreciate you. And I appreciate you stopping by and hanging with me in the zone. Until next time, be well. Peace.
Peace.
Yo, this is Mac Royale, and you're in the Smiley J Artist Zone.
I like the way this sound right here, baby. It's a vibe.
Ain't nothing but a party.
Babe Bright.
Talk to me.
Tell me what you're drinking tonight, girl.
What you drinking, girl?
Anything you want on me.
Anything you want, baby.
I'm just here to have a good time, baby, and live my fantasy.
Let me talk to you, girl.
I got a crew, you got a crew, so what you wanna do, girl? The music is tight, the party is right, the night is still young, baby. I wanna dance, you wanna dance, come on and dance with me and party all night long.
Party all night long, girl.
Hey girl, I just wanna vibe with you, baby. I wanna get to know you, girl. Hey girl, I said I just wanna vibe with you, baby. I wanna get to know you, girl. You're so sexy, girl. You're really turning me on.
Girl.
Those lips, those hips and thighs, those pretty brown eyes are watching me, baby. So come and get to know me better. I got a crew, you got a crew, so what you wanna do, girl? The music is tight, the party is right, the night is still young, baby. You're looking good, I'm looking good, but you know we should, girl, hit the dance floor until the break of dawn. Hey girl, I just wanna vibe with you, baby. I wanna get to know you, girl. Hey girl, I said I just wanna vibe with you, baby. I wanna get to know you, girl.
What you trying to do?
Yeah.
All I wanna do is just vibe with you.
Oh yeah, baby.
What you trying to do?
Just
All I
wanna
do
vibe,
is
just wanna vibe, girl.
What you trying to do?
Just wanna
All I
vibe,
wanna
girl.
do is just vibe with you.
Just wanna vibe, girl.
What you trying to do?
Just wanna vibe, girl. Hey girl, I just wanna vibe with you, baby. I wanna get to know you, girl. Hey girl, I said I just wanna vibe with you, baby. I wanna get to know you, girl. It's a vibe, girl. I just wanna spend a little time with you, baby. Drink a little wine, make a little love, girl.
It's a vibe, baby. Yeah.
All right. It's that time. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun. And I hope that you guys did too. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me to the end. And I also want to thank today's guest, music producer Babe Bright. Y'all be sure to check out all of his music because after all, he has a catalog of music. And also follow him on social media so you can keep up with all the great things that he's doing. Now, y'all know the rules. You like what you hear, you download it, and you add it to your playlist because that's how we get down. Now, until next time, I'm going to need you guys to be well, stay safe, and remember to listen to good music. Your ears will thank you for it. I'm Smiley J, and I'm out.